Yes lads, Maestro here, and today we are back with yet another video on the channel during the half-term bumper upload schedule. And today we're going to be taking a look at none other than the Premier League 2020-21 season. We're going to look at some of the results, we're going to look at the table, scorers, etc. See who's shone during this season, see who's had a bit of a disappointing campaign. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, here is the Premier League table. I do apologise if I'm not looking straight at the camera. I'll be looking across at the table on my screen. Obviously, the winners, Man City, 86 points, 12 clear of Man United in second. To be fair, they had a disappointing end to the season, losing to Brighton, losing to Chelsea. But obviously wins against Palace, a win against Newcastle. That was actually such an entertaining game at the end of the season. And a final day smacking of Everton was enough to see them through. Their goal difference so clear of everyone around. Look at that, like 23, 29 is second best. They sit there on plus 51. In terms of the biggest improvement, it's got to be West Ham. They secured Europa League football. They were pushing for Champions League until the last day. It came a bit too soon for them. They finished above London rivals Spurs and Arsenal, who both had very disappointing seasons. However, you cannot complain. If you're a West Ham fan, you got to be thinking, hey, we have had a great campaign. Moisey's at the wheel. Souček, Kufal, those Czech men that they brought in, absolutely outstanding for them. And to be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of West Ham. However, credit where it's due. They have had an absolutely unreal season. In terms of most disappointing, it has to be Arsenal. Closely competitive with Spurs, and actually Sheffield United, who went down. We'll come on to them very soon. But Arsenal and Spurs, two clubs meant to be in the Big Six. Two clubs that finished outside of the top six. Arsenal really fell apart throughout the middle of the campaign. They obviously had the big defeat to Villa. They lost several games and they kept losing. They couldn't truly get a consistent run of wins together. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be thinking Arteta out. In terms of their end of the season, though, they did actually get a run together. But the start and the middle of their campaign simply wasn't good enough. And to be fair to them, they've come up against games, with all due respect to the clubs, they should be winning as Arsenal. They got their average form back. The only good win is here. 1-0 against Chelsea. That came from a major error, if you can remember that. I still don't think it was good enough. Spurs losing to Leeds and Villa in their last 5 games, beating Wolves, Sheffield United and Leicester. Obviously, the big victory against Leicester secured them Europa Conference League football. It also knocked Leicester out of the top 4 places. They deserved it. I think they actually were more deserving, maybe, than some of the clubs in there. Obviously, they had a really tough end to the season. They beat United, really good win for them, but losing to Chelsea, losing to Spurs, losing quite significantly to Newcastle as well, they will be disappointed with. Let's have a look at the stats, see what they say. So here you can see the main stats centre. Obviously, most of the stats speak for themselves. Harry Kane absolutely clinical in front of goal again. If you take it back 8 years, he was a one-season wonder. He's not a one-season wonder anymore. I will give you that. He is absolutely stunning. However, has this season been his last in a Spurs shirt? Quite possibly, yes. Assists, obviously, tops that as well. Grealish in 4th. Grealish went up to 3 months out injured. Son's had an exceptional season. He is also in 4th on goals. Harry Kane and Son, it's actually going to be devastating to see them get split up, because I can't see Kane leaving. Kane staying even, not leaving. I think he's going to go. I think he'll stay in England. I think he's going to end up in Man City, personally. I think Bruno Fernandes has had a good season. A lot of talk about him being penalty merchant, all that. And Mo Salah has obviously shone in a disappointing season for Liverpool. However, Liverpool obviously able to secure top 4 finishes. They've had some rough results, losing at home to Fulham and the defeat to Villa. But they've also had some good performances. The spirit to come back against Villa in their first fixture to win 2-1. They have had some good performances. Ollie Watkins and Patrick Bamford both have exceptional first seasons in the Premier League. Bamford scoring 17 goals. And again, Bamford's not really a player I like at all. However, I'm realistic. Credit where it's due. He has been exceptional. Rodrigo shone in midfield for passes. He's only 20 ahead of Højbjerg, to be fair. And I rate both of them very highly. I don't think they're too dissimilar in terms of their style of play. Rodrigo, obviously, in the champion side, he had a lot of options around him. Maybe Spurs maybe a bit disappointed with their season, and Højbjerg stood out as one of the three key players. I think for Spurs, Kane, Son, and Højbjerg have been the three best players by a country mile in Spurs team. I think the rest of the team will feel that they have had disappointing seasons. A lot of defenders in that top 10, as well as Tielemans being a midfielder and Ward-Prowse. They've been both absolutely vital for their teams. Saints started off very well, slacked off quite significantly. Ward-Prowse continuing to shine, and obviously Tielemans had a great season. He's a great midfielder, and it's only after the FA Cup final I think that he started getting the recognition he deserves. On the clean sheets front, Ederson obviously tops it. Obviously, he was always going to in a Champions team. Like, only conceding in half your games. He didn't even play all the games either. That is really, really good, to be fair. Mendy, Martinez, first true seasons in the Premier League. Those three keepers are the best in the league. However, I would say Mendy and Martinez are probably better keepers than what Ederson is. I've had a lot of disagreements when I've said this throughout the season. However, Ederson is playing alongside some of the best centre-backs in the world. Ruben Diaz is there in the passing stats. He's third most passes in the league. That's not obviously the key thing. But he has been essential. He has been absolutely crucial to them. And he's made Ederson's life a whole lot easier with their defensive play. Emi Martinez is playing with Ezri Konsa, Mings, Cash and Target. Now, with no disrespect to him, 2 seasons ago, Target was back up at Southampton. Cash's first season in the Premier League. Konsa is come from Brentford for 12 million. He's quite cheap. Mings, again, has come under a lot of criticism. I think a lot of it's quite harsh. I think Mings is a player that could be better. Could have had a better season. However, he has certainly not been bad. I think Villa's backline have stepped up, and Emi Martinez has single-handedly carried Villa to some points or 3 points when the outfield have realistically been a little bit disappointing. In terms of club stats, obviously Man City topped the scoring list by 10 goals over United. City complete by far the most passes as well. Clean sheets, obviously 15, 18, 19. Chelsea have actually had a really good season for clean sheets as well. They've kept 18 out of 38, which is just under half. Again, very, very impressive. And Liverpool lead the crossing stats. Obviously, Robertson and Trent are both well known for their crossing. If you have enjoyed the video and you want to see some similar, more in-depth reviews like this, please do let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you're new. Subscribe if you're new. Leave a like on the video as well while you're here. And I appreciate all the support, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.